The finale of A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms feels less like a victory and more like standing in the quiet aftermath of a storm. The wind has stopped, but the damage is finally visible and impossible to ignore. Because although Dunk survives the trial of 7, survival here is not a triumph, it's a weight, it's guilt, and the realization that men far greater than him paid a price he will carry long after the cheering fades. The tourney might be over and the dragons may have gone silent, but what lingers is not celebration, it's consequence. We watch Dunk struggle to reconcile the dream of knighthood he once chased with the brutal truth of what that dream actually costs in blood, loyalty, and sacrifice. What makes this episode so powerful is the contrast in perspective. While some nobles treat the trial as a spectacle, a tradition, something glorious and inevitable, others see the cracks it exposes in the system. They realize that ceremony cannot hide arrogance forever and that titles do not automatically equal virtue, especially when pride and entitlement escalate conflict into tragedy. Dunk's internal shift becomes the emotional center of the finale. The closer he moves toward power and recognition, the more he understands that proximity to authority demands compromise, and that compromise can erode the very honor he thought knighthood represented. When he's offered comfort and protection within a castle's walls, it seems like destiny handing him everything he ever wanted. Yet the offer feels hollow. He has already glimpsed the machinery behind noble power, the politics, the ego, the willingness to gamble with lives just for the sake of pride. And that awareness changes him. It pushes him toward a quieter but far more radical decision, to reject safety in favor of integrity. He chooses the uncertain road over security because the road, at least, allows him to decide who he is without bending to someone else's expectations. Egg's journey mirrors this transformation in a subtler but equally significant way. He stands between two identities that cannot easily coexist. The prince shaped by bloodline and the squire shaped by lived experience. The events of the trial force him to confront the darker inheritance of his family. A fire in his veins that promises greatness but also threatens destruction if guided by anger instead of wisdom. The finale carefully plants seeds of tension within him, not through explosive declarations, but through small moments of contemplation and restraint. It shows us that destiny in this world is a straight line but a series of choices that either repeat history or break from it. Grief ripples through the Targaryen family, but it never truly binds them together. Pride prevents vulnerability, and vulnerability is the one currency they refuse to spend. So instead of unity, we witness isolation, silent resentment, and misunderstandings that feel minor now, but carry the potential to fracture alliances later. The funeral sequence reinforces this emotional distance. As fire consumes a print, the camera lingers on faces burdened with regret, reminding us that while death may be a public spectacle in Westeros, grief remains deeply private, shaping future decisions in ways no council meeting can predict. One of the most haunting reflections arrives through the story of Pennytree. Boys hammer coins into an oak before marching to war, and only remove them if they survive. This simple ritual reframes knighthood not as glory, but as survival against impossible odds. It suggests that Seer Arlen's hesitation to knight Dunk may have been an act of protection rather than doubt. Because once you accept the title, you accept the expectation to die for it. That ambiguity transforms Dunk's arc, emphasizing that the essence of a knight-isn't found in ceremony but in action, in protecting those who cannot protect themselves. Even when no one is watching and no reward is guaranteed, around them other characters quietly reinvent themselves. They repaint shields, change names, and reshape their identities to navigate a rigid hierarchy that was never designed to reward honesty. This reinforces the theme that survival in this world demands adaptability, and that morality often exists in shades of gray rather than absolutes. These personal reinventions parallel Dunk's own evolution, underscoring that while the realm may cling to outdated titles and inherited myths, individuals still possess the power to redefine themselves through deliberate choice. By the time the episode closes, the open road becomes more symbolic than any throne room. It represents freedom from inherited expectation and the possibility of writing one's own code of honor, however imperfect. That is why the final image of Dunk and Egg riding together carries such quiet weight. They are not defined by crowns, prophecies, or grand declarations, but by companionship and shared resolve. It suggests that in a franchise often obsessed with conquest, the boldest act might simply be choosing loyalty and kindness in a world that rarely rewards either. Looking ahead, the story's tension doesn't rely on escalating spectacle, but on the fragile hope that these two travelers can maintain their ideals as political storms gather around them. Future conflicts will test not just their strength, but their philosophy, asking whether integrity can survive in a realm shaped by ambition and fire. The brilliance of this finale lies in its refusal to provide easy answers. Instead, it leaves us with a meditation on identity, responsibility, and the enduring question of what it truly means to be a hero when titles fail and systems collapse. As their hoofbeats fade into the distance, the series leaves us with a quiet but powerful truth. Power is inherited, glory is fleeting, but character is chosen. And in a land ruled by bloodlines and dragons, the most revolutionary act may be defining yourself not by what you are given, but by what you decide to protect. Thank you so much for watching. What did you think of the finale? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives. See you next time.